Here we go.
So with E3 just 8 days away, we know that we're going to be getting some sort of Mario Maker 2 info during that conference. And as we get closer, we have to continue talking about possible themes that could be coming to the game. We've already covered a giant array of games, being Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Odyssey, and even Super Paper Mario, but we move on to another theme today, and this one was my favorite one just because I had the most nostalgia for this game, being Super Mario Sunshine. This was one of my first Mario games ever, and actually one of the first games I've ever grown up with, and this means a lot to me, and I really wanted to think and see if this would actually work as a theme. You guys have requested this one, and Yoshi's Island a lot, and I'll see if I get to Yoshi's Island next, but this one was a heavily requested one, which I would love to do, and I would love to see exactly what Sunshine could bring to the table in a Mario Maker 2D style. So let's get started. So looking at Mario's moveset, it's really not going to change much from the 3D World style. He still keeps a lot of those moves from 64 and it carries on to Sunshine. He can do a triple jump, he can do a backflip jump, all that great stuff, a ground pound, and he can do spin jumps and, you know, basic stuff that Mario's used to doing in a 3D world. And it doesn't really change up anything just because he has FLUDD on his back. Now he can also do a dive, and this dive is actually repeated in Super Mario Odyssey in a way, but he doesn't roll. Instead, he just continues sliding on his stomach, so you can make levels like that. And also using that slide mechanic, you can have water on the ground, or you could spray water on the ground, and have Mario slide across the stage horizontally. That would be pretty dope. So similarly to 3D World, you can pick up items and throw them, but the main mechanic will always be FLUDD. FLUDD can shoot water out the nozzle, and maybe you can even drench the stage a little bit to slide across. But you also have the hover nozzle, which can give you a little bit more air time to, you know, traverse the stage better, but you also get 2 extra nozzles, being the rocket nozzle, which shoots you in the air super high, and the turbo nozzle, which would send you across the stage as fast as you can go. And another quick mention with the characters is they wouldn't change really at all. It'd still be Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toadette. They would just all have different FLUDD devices, which wouldn't really be that hard to add, actually. I think that would work really well. Now, since Sunshine takes place on its own island away from the Mushroom Kingdom, lots of the enemies originate here are brand new to the series, and it'd be really unique to have some of these enemies. So instead of Goombas, you might have Strolling Stews, you would have Cataquacks everywhere, but you also have basic enemies such as the Piranha Plants, the Boos, the Bomb-Mobs, stuff like that. But you have a big array of enemies to add that do unique properties in Sunshine than they do in any other game, such as the red Boos that you spray and they leave platforms behind. Here's a look at a couple more. Now, one small problem would be probably finding themes, because in Mario Sunshine, almost every world is themed after the beach. It's a vacation resort type of thing, and there's no other type of theme but beaches and like hotels, and relaxation spots, lots of water and sunshine. That's why it's Mario Sunshine. So it's kind of hard to find, like, you know, a desert stage, a jungle stage, stuff like that. But that doesn't necessarily need to be the case. As we saw in 3D World, they come up with brand new themes, such as the Toy World. And if I'm not mistaken, currently there's no beach theme in the game. I've seen all the themes for every single style, and there really wasn't any beaches. And this would make up for it. You know, you'd have multiple beaches. You got Serena Beach, you got Gelato Beach, you have the Pinna Park, which actually has a beach in front of it. So, I mean, you can have pretty much different things with that, but like I said, I think Pinna Park would be the coolest because it's a little theme park and it's something that we haven't seen yet. As far as the toolset goes in Super Mario Sunshine, there's a lot of cool things you can place down in your stages, and lots of Super Mario Sunshine levels include the tightrope that you can walk on or even bounce off of, and lots of cages that you can hang from or climb up. There's also different enemies and NCPs that can help give you a boost, such as the Piantas that just chuck you up a mountain. Or you can get creative and put down some of those like little suction things that you can shoot off of the nozzle, or you can ride some bloopers across the ocean. Lily pads and boats would also make for a cool traveling mechanic, as you can spray in a certain direction to have Mario go in the opposite. This was happening also in the stupid lava boat in Mount Corona, which is the dumbest idea ever, but hey, maybe you can recreate it. You could also spray those wall tablets, which reveal a big hidden maze in the side of a cliff. Now obviously in 2D it would have to be slightly different, so maybe you can spray like a certain spot of that tablet and it would open up a new path that you can create in 2D. Or maybe you can even spray into the background, similarly to how you could climb trees in the background in the 3D world theme. The underwater levels would be awesome since you could use FLUDD to traverse the water easier. Or you could create some stages based off of the bonus rooms where you can just lay some random blocks out but make them super difficult. And that's what leads up to my next question. Could you put FLUDD out of the question? Meaning, can you make a level without using FLUDD in a certain area? Can you put FLUDD in a certain point to reach, and then you have to complete the level with just basic Mario, and then you reach FLUDD, and then you can continue on? That would be something really unique. You could place FLUDD somewhere in the level, and it would work kind of like Mario's power-up, and he has to reach it, similar to the big goopy Inferno from Pianta's Village. Now last but not least, for bosses you could have those goop monsters which you'll just toss down and squirt with water and you're fine, but then you could also have PD Piranha, which would be pretty easy to replicate in 2D. We've seen this kind of with New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. You could just fill his mouth with water and butt bounce on him and move on. You could maybe have Gooper Blooper. It depends on exactly how that would work with pulling his tentacles, since you can pick up items and throw them. That would be something to add to a boss which would be unique. But you could also have the Monty Mole in his little turret where you could throw bombs at him, and that would be something extremely easy to add in a Mario Maker style. Now probably the toughest part is trying to figure out what to do with Bowser, because Bowser in this game is not ordinary. He's literally just sitting in a pool with his kid and with Princess Peach, and it's kind of weird, but that's what he's doing. And the only way to defeat him is to knock down the bowl that he's laying in, which is his bathtub, and tip him over by using the rocket nozzle. So I really don't know how in the world they would use Bowser here, and this is the one that's kind of really struggling with me. I don't know, because you can't just make up a boss fight. It wouldn't work well with Sunshine. It would have to stay true to the source material, at least somewhat. And there's no way to really do that in a 2D game unless you have a 2D kind of giant bathtub. I don't know. Do you put down a giant bathtub just to use Bowser? I don't know. That is a small flaw that I came across. And if you guys can figure out what to do with Bowser there, that would be great. Now, looking back on all of this, it's kind of hard to believe that a Sunshine theme would actually come into fruition, but you know Nintendo, they're all about surprises and doing random quirky things that we don't really expect. But I was glad to be able to search this and, review this, since it is one of my favorite games of all time, and to go back and look at exactly how this game would work in a 2D style and obviously in a Maker style. And I thank you guys for submitting this one, because this one was, like I said, one of my favorite ones, and I'm glad I could actually cover it for you. Now, unfortunately, this might be the last one, since we're only 8 days away until E3 and a possible reveal of this new style, or not. This is unfortunately going to have to probably be the last one. Unless you guys really want to see a Yoshi's Island theme, then I'll try to get gameplay footage of that. It's going to be really hard for me, but let me know in the comments down below if you guys are satisfied with Sunshine. Do you think Sunshine could ever happen? Would you want it to happen? What would be the flaws? What would be the other problems that I may have missed? And what is something that you would really want to see from that Sunshine theme? But thank you guys for tuning in. Just like I said, we're just 8 days away until E3. I cannot wait. I'm going to be posting a lot more E3 prediction videos on the road to E3, and there will be a lot more content for you guys with that. But thank you for tuning in today, guys. If you're new, feel free to subscribe, and if you're already subbed, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all things Nintendo. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. What's up, guys? If you guys are fans of Fortnite and other games akin to that, we have started a brand new channel named Daddy L. If you guys like third-party games outside of Nintendo and you want a break from Nintendo, feel free to visit this channel. Feel free to subscribe, as well as the link is in the description below. And if you guys want to help to get the channel rolling, that would be great. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.